I want to start by saying welcome back. Welcome to the channel. Any new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. So what we're going to do in this episode is we are going to maybe pot up some cucumbers because I need to go. I think there's about 40 that needs potting up. I need to plant out my lettuces. I've got I think 2 varieties of lettuce that needs to get planted out, and maybe we will plant out some broccoli and cauliflower. So let's get into the video. This is I'm growing basically 2 varieties of lettuce. So this is a tray of lettuce, and as you can see, I basically potted them up off camera. I thought you know how to pot up, so I wasn't going to do that again. But these are basically all year round. So these are just the round lettuces you get, and I got some little gems here as well. This is the majority where I'm growing all my lettuces. This box is 50 by, I think it's 140, and it's 30 centimeters deep. So it's a pretty decent sized box, and if I scurry down, it's got some beautiful stuff. So look, there's a lot of my homemade compost in here. It's got a bunch of worm castings in here. It's got fresh compost, and it's got another compost that it's enriched with another nutrient. So it's really really good stuff. So but what I want to do is I want to throw another layer on top of this of some fresher compost, because as you can see, this is a bit dry and it's a bit fibrous, because obviously the compost I got was fibrous at the time, but obviously you got to work with what you have. So that's that. So what I'm going to do is quickly get this prepped, and it's got a couple of weeds in it, but obviously because I added some of the other stuff from boxes on the outside, which I always do. So once to get this all de-weeded, add some more compost to it and get back to it. I'm going to show you how I plant out my lettuces. I'm going to do it a bit different this time. So we got that all done, and as you can see, these getting a bit leggy, and that's because I've left them in here too long. Plus the light in this thing is a bit different, but it'll work out great. So as you see, we got this box done, and one thing I like to do is I like to add a layer of my potting mix, but it's not as sieved out, but it's got obviously the vermiculite, perlite, fish blood and bone, bit of eggshell. I like to mix up and just throw a little light top layer on, just to give the seeds a bit of a boost. But now I've actually swapped out my perlite for cat litter. It works exactly the same. I think it was a couple months ago I got a message from a subscriber that told me that you can use cat litter that she swapped out from, because obviously the price of perlite is going up all the time, so you can swap out for cat litter, and I've tried it and it seems to be all right, so I'm going to stick with that. But make sure if you do get the cat litter, you get the one that's non-clumpy, and it'll work out great for you. But yeah, we've got all the lettuces here, and because the size of this box is pretty good and it's very high in nutrition, I think it'll be fine to grow them close together. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be growing stuff closer together. The round lettuces I'll give a bit more space, because I don't mind a bigger round lettuce, but for the little gems I don't mind them being close together. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make some small indents here like that, and that's going to be pretty much my spacing, because I don't want them to grow too big. Because one thing with me, I like to, when it comes to lettuces, I like to eat majority of it at one time, because once you cut into the segment, it starts obviously the countdown for it basically going bad. So I like to try to grow them where I can just eat it at one time. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So just make some small holes here, like so. Just like that. I'm going to try to do about a 50-50, so I'll be like the same amount of numbers as round lettuce to little gems. So that should be alright now. So we start with these ones, and what you got to do is, because they're very like delicate, you just want to give soft things, or you can do the technique I use when I use a spoon to get out. But as you can see, it's pretty good. And what I want to do, I'll just start here because I want to show you a lot closer. So what I want to do is dig it a bit deeper. I want to drop more of this stem inside, just like so. Just push down a bit, and you don't have to push it down too hard because it will do fine on its own. So we'll get this one. I only potted these up the other day. You can see they've already started to wind around and look It's nice. I wouldn't mind the roots to be a bit more clumped up, but it's not too bad. Just want to get it like that. Just be very gentle with it. Just like so. And sometimes I do like to throw, but because I throw a top layer of fish bud and bone, plus I'm going to water this with my fertilizer, it should be fine. But normally I'll drop a little bit of fish bud and bone in each of the holes, but it should be alright. So we got that all done now. That's actually quite a bit of them. We actually got some spare, but that might go into a bucket, or I might, if my chives in this bucket doesn't come up, I might plant those out there because they'll work fine. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna do the round lettuce. So like I was saying, give it a bit more space. So we're gonna do one here. We're just gonna do 2 a row, and we space it out with finger to baby finger, just like that. That's how we're gonna do it for this one. There's not going to be that much of these growing, but it should be alright. I'll get those out, and then what I'll do is I'll look for the biggest ones to put out. That'll be nice. Put that there, like so. Oh, that was really, but that'll be alright still. I'll just plant this one a bit deeper. Funny thing is, don't worry about them looking like this, because once I give them a bit of water and they sit in this bucket and get established, they'll perk right back up. It'll be alright. If I haven't said this before, you always want to make an indent at the center of it, so when you water, it drops straight down stem, straight to the root. You can see, got those all put out, and we got some spares left. So I think what we're going to do is, I'm going to plant those out in a bucket. Let's go get a bucket. I've got this out here. This is a bunch of mix I didn't sieve through or whatever. I think we're going to add some more to this. I'm going to plant them out in this instead of a bucket, because I will try to get every single one of those in here. So let's try that. We've got some spare mix here. Stash this in. And I've got some spare bits in another bag. We're going to use that as well. Mix that up. Same thing. Make some indents. Do one there, one there. Some. I'm going to mix these up just because these are the spares, so I try to keep it as So got that all done. Looks really nice. And the funny thing is, I've done the right amount of numbers, so I might have to do the lottery. So we got that done. And now we're gonna do heavy dose of water. And what this is my fertilizer mix. I remember I told you about that thing from TV. Bottle fertilizer mix, perfect. So I'm gonna give it a heavy dose of water, but I'm not gonna actually water the actual plant. I'm just gonna water below it, like just below where the stem is. This will give it a good jump start. Let's go do the other ones. Got that all done now, and I've placed the tub over here because it gets a decent amount of sunlight here, but obviously I can't leave it here for long because the chilies will be going in this box. So what I'm going to do in an upcoming video, I'm basically going to remove this whiteboard. I'm going to cut it down to about a third of the size and move it down to the far end, and I'm going to make another one of these tables because these tables are just, it just works perfect. Like you can see, look, so much sunlight up here, and look at them, they're just looking beautiful. So we make another one of those, but we got that done now. Let's move on to the next thing.